Are couples supposed to have access to each other's phone? This is something a lot of people who come to my office, my clients, get to ask me. My husband is always feeling through my phone. My wife is always feeling through my phone. Is she supposed to have access to my phone? You know, phone has been one thing that has damaged a lot of relationship and marriage. This small, tiny phone. Now, are couples, are you supposed to have access to your wife's phone, to your husband's phone, to your girlfriend's phone, to your boyfriend's phone? The question is, no. You are not supposed to have access to their phone. They are supposed to give you access to their phone. I said, no. You are not supposed to have access to their phone. They are supposed to give you access to their phone. You know, many of you tend to misunderstand this marriage thinking. When you marry people, it doesn't mean that you are marrying them to control them or they are your slaves, be you a man or a woman. Marriage simply means agreement. Before you married a man or you married a woman, there was an agreement. She agreed and accepted you to be her husband. He agreed and accepted you to be his wife. Without agreement, there can be no union, there can be no marriage. Same as relationship, without agreement, she can't be your girlfriend. You asked her out, she agreed. You also agreed to date her. So why is it that when you suddenly marry people, you no longer seek consent? Because you are married to people does not mean that they are objects. They have to agree before you can claim ownership to something. If not, it is forceful, it is stealing, and it is kidnap. Before you scroll through your husband or through your wife's phone, they need to give you access. It's not your phone, it's their phone. So before you want to scroll through their phone, baby, I want to do something on your phone, take the password, take this, take that, take that. If you're the kind of person that passwords your phone, like me, I don't have a password to my phone. Look at my phone. There's no password to it. There is no password to my phone. Yes, but my man cannot take my phone. He dare not. If he wants to touch my phone, all the relationship I've been through, apart from my ex-husband, nobody touches my phone. It's open, but you don't touch it. Even if my man wants to have access to my phone, you tell him, baby, there's something I want, I'll give it to him. Exactly. So you are not supposed to have access to your husband or your wife's phone. They are supposed to give you access. You know, many of you, the moment you get married, the point is that many of you have the wrong notion about marriage. Some of you just want to marry people just to enslave them or to claim ownership or to control them. I have told you before, marriage is not about control, marriage is about guide. People who control you want to keep you stagnant. People who love you want to guide you. You can only control something that you pin down. That's what you'll be doing, like this, doing like this, doing like this. But something that you give freedom, you guide. And marriage is not supposed to be something you pin down somebody. Without freedom, you cannot create. Without freedom, you cannot be useful. The only thing you can do to your spouses is to guide them. There's something you don't understand. You cannot control a full-grown adult. You can only guide them. Some people can only pretend to be controlled because probably they are benefiting something from you. The only person you can control is a child. And by the time a child starts getting to 13, 14, 15, 16, you can no longer control them again. Yes. It is only when your child is 3, 4 years, you say, sit here, your child will do that. But the moment they won't sit. They say, mommy, why do you want me to sit here? Now the point is, we have the wrong notion about marriage, especially in Africa. You just want to marry a woman because you want to subject her. You want to break her by force. You are imposing things into her. It doesn't work that way. A woman can be doing those things because she's benefiting something from you. The moment the benefit is no longer there, she becomes who she is. That's the reason why so many times in a relationship and in a marriage, your woman is changing. When you can no longer give her some certain things, she will switch. Why? Because you did not allow her to be. Allow people, give them freedom. People will always do what they want to do. People will always go where they want to. You can only control them when they are benefiting something from you. So they will pretend. They are still doing it behind your back. Why do you marry people you cannot trust? Why do you have to sneak into your spouse's phone? If you find out that they are doing something fishy about their phones, why can't you ask them? Baby, this one you are hiding your phone. Baby, why can't you communicate with your spouses? Instead of sneaking to their phones, forcing their phones through them, grabbing their phones, going through their emails. Why do you date and marry people that you don't trust? Why do you give yourself anguish and agony? Because dating and marrying people you don't trust is like hellfire. It's called living in bondage. Sometimes I wonder how most of you just sit down, carry problem and give yourself, and just punish yourself unnecessarily in the name of relationship and marriage. If you cannot trust people, then why love them? Why are you punishing yourself? No need to force my phone from me when you can ask me. Maybe I want your phone. I'll give you my phone. If I don't want to give you my phone, leave me alone. But I'll give you my phone because I know I'm not hiding anything. So the question is, you want to fiddle with your wife's phone, but you don't want to ask her why. Well, because you want to catch her. You want to see what she's doing. You want to... Many times you grab people's phone. You know the funniest part? You misunderstand a lot of things. Because you already have a suspicion at the back of your mind. When you pick up your wife's phone or pick up your husband's phone, you can see a harmless chat and read meaning into it. You can just see him saying, hello dear, how are you? You will say it's his girlfriend. You read meaning into a lot of things. It's because you already have a polluted and a dirty mind. If you see one fine girl in his contacts, you copy the number. Leave people's phone alone. Your loved ones, your spouses, stop marrying people you don't trust. It is only when you marry people you don't trust, that is when you have to go and start dragging and fiddling with people's phone. If you have to take your wife or your husband's phone, seek for consent. Marriage is an agreement, it's not forceful. Even when you want to have sex with your wife, you seek for consent. You can't be making love to your wife when she's not in the mood. You are raping her. It is consent that makes you own. So long as somebody agrees to it, that's what makes you own the person. Without agreement, it is force. Be you husband, be you wife. If your kids get to 18 and they don't agree with what you do, you can't do anything to your children just because you give birth to them now. If you cannot do anything to your children because you gave birth to them, how come somebody's child that you just married and paid bride price? If you cannot do anything to the one you born with your belly, government will still come and hold you. You are still accountable to somebody. Not talking about somebody you married. Why do you think you can impose yourself on people? I think it's the culture and the religion that makes many people just think that they can do anything and get away with it just because they are married to you. Marriage is not supposed to be bondage. Marriage is an agreement between two people to come together to become one. It's time for you guys to unlearn all those rubbish you have learned and relearn new things. Learn to respect each other's space. Learn to respect each other's phone. Learn to respect each other's decision, each other's... If somebody tells you, baby, I don't want to talk, allow them. If somebody tells you, baby, I don't want to eat, allow them. Imposing and forcing yourself on people, that's not marriage, that's slavery. And many people in Africa are engaged in slavery, not marriage. Unlearn, relearn. That's why marriage is scary. Marriage is looking like work. Marriage is looking like bondage, because you people are doing what we don't even understand. That's not what the Bible said. The Bible said two will come together in agreement, not in forcefulment. Agreement. Without agreement, people cannot marry. That's why in the church you're still going to ask, will you take? Why do you think they ask you that question? Is to be sure you agree. Even during your traditional marriage, you go and collect, say, go and give your husband drink. Is she the one? Why did they do all those protocols? Why don't your father just carry you and go and give the man? Why did they still ask you and tell you to go and look for your husband? It's because they want to be sure that you have agreed. The agreement continues. And that's where the communication is. In relationship and marriage, the reason why they say communicate is because they understand that when you communicate, it will be easy for people to agree. You are always forceful because you don't want to communicate. Communicate with your spouse and there'll be nothing to be forceful about. There'll be nothing to drag when we can talk about it. Unlearn, relearn, and leave your spouse's phone alone. It's not your phone. Leave your phone alone. Mr. Digger. They find waiting, not find you. Don't give yourself peace of mind. Give yourself a headache. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? Click the link on my bio.